This is Dr. Benzinger on Health with secondopinion.org. Today we're going to be discussing a very special mineral called chromium. Okay? I guess some people wonder why I get kind of excited about teaching you these things. The reason why is because many of you are trying so hard to have a better lifestyle and unfortunately are being misled as to what's best out there, what you're purchasing, what its benefits are, and how to apply it. Focus of this is chromium is a big deal because it relates so much to sugar metabolism, obesity, weight gain, and many other types of things. First thing that we always try to cover for clarity is simply chromium, the best form. The best form is in glycinate, okay? Glycinate form, which is a very highly absorbable form. You'll find in many minerals glycinate's a very good form. In fact, I don't know of it being anything but good in any of the minerals, okay? But hard to find sometimes. And something called GTF, glucose tolerance factor. Chromium chloride, niacin, cysteine, glycine, and glutamic acid in combination. There's been multiple research projects that have noted that GTF in this formulation gets a high absorption of chromium, has been very beneficial. The question is, was the niacin, cysteine, glycine, or glutamic acid also helpful to maintain what chromium does or gets it into cells better? That is a good question. I don't think that's been very clearly demarcated, but if you get a GTF, glucose tolerance factor, that has chromium, chloride, niacin, cysteine, glycine, and glutamic acid, it's good. And then, of course, the glycinate. Okay? The other good forms are polynicotinate, and then dinicotinate, and then picolinate, and chelate. That's good forms, okay? And you see it right here on your screen. They're long words, but write them down, stop the video, write them down, make sure you know, okay? And you have to try several forms till you find out which ones are best for you, but the top two I highly recommend because they're not overtly expensive in comparison to the other good forms, but they are noticeably better, I think, for the body. The mineral's dirty secret, and what I mean by that is when purchasing any mineral, you must find out the total amount of the element in which you want to buy in this total complex. In other words, it might say, if you're purchasing something, in this case, related to this element, that's a chelate, okay? If we end up trying to do that and we buy it 1,000 milligrams in a tablet, okay, but it only has 100 milligrams of the element and 900 milligrams is the rest of the chelating or glycinating agent. Guess what ends up happening? You're not getting 100 milligrams of chromium, you just thought you were. You're getting 100 milligrams, so that changes when you're looking at your doses that you're trying to get in. You might have to take a lot more because you bought a tablet that has minimal amounts in it. Anything that's marked at Second Opinion or Physician's Premium on our website will post exactly what you're getting in each tablet, exactly. No matter what the chelating factors or the carriers are, you're going to get exactly that element. I know many of you are going to go, oh my gosh, I got to tell my girlfriends and my friends and everything else because they didn't know that and they've been dosing based upon that, and that's why they only take one of something or two of something. Get this information to them, it can make a big difference. So bottom line is, unless it's clearly demarcated, you have no idea exactly how much of the element you're getting, okay? To be a mineral, it's important to be a mineral and to know what it is and why you need them in the first place. Mineral is an organic substance that is vital for your life. Majority of minerals cannot be synthesized by the body. Your body isn't going to make this stuff. You either take it orally by eating it or supplementing, but if you don't, you're not going to get it, and it's a key element to the wellness of the rest of your body, okay? So just keep in mind that no matter if it's a synthetic or natural form, minerals, usually there's not so many synthetic issues. They're just better quality forms as to how you can absorb them, okay? Just so you know. I always post up here broccoli, and then later I always post up an apple. The reason why is because you'll see, you can't read half of this stuff, but there's a massive amount of elements here. For you out there that do not eat fruits and vegetables and lean meats and a good diet and are highly refined in your diet habits and drink lots of sodas and fillers and things like this and lots of sweetie drinks, let me tell you, without eating this food, there's no way that I can supplement you accurately and do the best for you to prevent disease, and that's what this whole thing's about. what we know is third world countries that eat broccoli. And then also look at apple. It's even a longer list of healthy things that are good for you. When we go to indigenous populations that eat just the basic foods, they don't have lots of the obesity, heart disease, and everything else that we have. If you've not looked at Secrets of Vital Health, please do. The reason why is because that seminar gives you a clear understanding. It's free of charge at secondopinion.org. Try to get that and get that in your household and devour that information, because understanding that without eating those type diets, that your likelihood of inducing expensive diseases that you have to maintain the rest of your life is much higher, okay? Conditions that this nutrient, chromium, helps in your body is athletic performance, diabetes, weight loss, obesity. Now, you're looking for all these different ways to fast track your weight loss. Let me tell you, how's that working for you long term? Well, it's usually not. Chromium levels are usually low in people with diabetes, weight gain, and obesity. And cardiovascular disease is helped by lowering cholesterol by using chromium, okay? Food sources, true brewer's yeast. You can get it at almost any health food store, and lots of the other grocery stores are now starting to carry it, just so you know. Whole grains that have not been refined in any way, what they call groats, steel cut oats, those type things. They have a lot of this chromium in it. Beer has chromium in it. Why? Yeast, okay? They do use true yeast in there. Liver, cheese, and some leafy vegetables. Here's the risk group. Most Americans and others with highly refined diets are likely to have the problem of not getting enough chromium. As we gain in weight, not handling blood sugar in our body, which chromium plays a big role in insulin levels, that's a big issue. Toxicity symptoms, extremely rare, but let's say that you somehow got too much in. It's hard to do. Mood swings, headaches, and sleep disturbances. Medications that you might be on that might be causing some chromium problems and pushing you towards other conditions, interesting enough, is diabetic medications. Okay? Many times interfere with chromium. So the very thing you're trying to manage interferes with the chromium needed to help fix the problem. It's frequent. Calcium carbonate, Tums, okay, messes up with the absorption capacity. Heart and high blood pressure medications interfere, and some antidepressants affect that. And you might be depressed because of your weight, period. And getting chromium in your system is important, okay? Recommended RDA dose, just remember, the recommended daily allowance is to keep you alive, not to help you thrive. Secrets of Vital Health covers that in detail. Don't need to do that here. But to have optimal health, this might not be the right level for you. But the RDA's levels is 35 micrograms per day. Micrograms, not milligrams, micrograms, okay? Much less than a milligram, okay? Dr. Benzinger's advanced information, diabetes. Several studies have pointed to the benefits of chromium that seems to impart the fasting insulin levels to be lower and is extra benefit in lowering cholesterol readings at the exact same time. So lowering your insulin levels and lowering your blood sugar levels lowers your obesity and tendency towards diabetes, because remember, diabetes, you're shooting it up too high until finally you either burn out insulin or insulin becomes ineffective of getting blood sugar into your cells. That's diabetes, okay? Chromium might be a big help for you specifically, okay? I've had people that we've done some general basic things, increase their chromium levels, and seen drastic changes in their weight and slimness within the next 2 to 3 months, simply because they're handling blood sugar better and their insulin's more effective. Chromium was the key component in that case. Not in all cases, but in their case, okay? Heart disease. Multiple studies have shown that increased HDLs, which is what we want, that come and are adequately supplemented with chromium, we end up with higher amounts of HDLs and lower amounts of LDLs when chromium's balanced. What I think, there's a tie-in between blood sugar and insulin and cholesterol produced in the liver, because your pancreas and liver are very much integrated. They talk to each other all the time. They're having more chats than you are with anybody else, I'll tell you that. And if the pancreas is struggling, the liver tries to reach over and assist it in certain chemical ways that I think drags the cholesterol problem into the picture. So I believe the first thing that chromium's doing is helping that insulin level. Obesity, fat reduction, lean body mass has been shown to increase with chromium supplementation. Now, here's what's interesting. If you add chromium with something called L-carnitine, okay, which is a kind of a protein base, increase your fiber, what we'll notice is your fat mass will lessen quite a bit and your lean mass will increase. How to get rid of fat? The more muscle mass you have, the faster you burn the fat. The more muscle mass means kind of more of a furnace in your body. It has a greater capacity to burn off that fat and get you well faster. So, what's Chromium do? Chromium helps your athletic performance by increasing lean mass. It helps diabetes. It helps weight loss and obesity. You know how that does that now. And then cardiovascular diseases seem to improve, I think because the blood sugar gets better and has a positive effect on the cholesterol also, but maybe it does have a direct relationship to the liver. Chromium, an important element for you to know about and to apply in a healthy manner. We hope you've enjoyed today's session on Chromium. This is Dr. Benzinger on Health. With secondopinion.org, I thank you for taking the time to tune us in. I hope you're sharing this with family and friends and it's starting to get a clearer and clearer picture as to your specific needs on Chromium. We'll look for you next time. May God bless you.